Back in 2008, when I, with colleagues, established the first Social Enterprise World Forum, we were interested to see if there was an interest from social enterprise leaders and practitioners in getting together to understand more about the social enterprise context that we have around the world, to share stories and strategies, to find trading partners, to collaborate and to improve our local situations. It's a hell of a distance travelled to this situation, 6 events on, and to see over 1,000 people here with us in Calgary. Wayne and your team, thank you very much. It's an absolutely outstanding achievement. In CEiS, in Community Enterprise in Scotland, my organisation, we're dedicated to supporting social enterprise and fortunate to operate in probably the best environment in the world for social enterprises to flourish. We are also keen to look beyond our borders to improve our own practice by a deeper understanding of what happens elsewhere. That's why on Friday we commenced our engagement by flying into Vancouver with 18 colleagues from Scotland, England and Australia, and commencing our engagement in Vancouver on Saturday morning with an outstanding session at Van City, followed by social enterprise visits in downtown East Side. And we've actually come to Calgary across the Rockies in a bus with lots of social enterprise conversation, scenery, culture, including a unique insight into First Nation social enterprise at SEWF. Social Enterprise World Forum has succeeded in mobilising leaders and practitioners and supporters, but has also been a catalyst for government involvement in the UK, in Australia, South Africa, and the other countries that we've operated, and also now in Canada. It's significant to start with a focus on impact, because impact should be a cross-cutting theme for all of the sessions and conversations in the coming days. The impact that social enterprises can make and will make in communities around the world is already considerable, but in the terms of our movement, we're still in our early stages. An understanding of the current and future impact, I think, will help us to move forward. I'm going to introduce our panelists now and make way for them to speak to you tonight. I'm delighted that Anne Jameson is with us as a replacement, a very extraordinarily late replacement from Carla Yavitz from REDF, who unfortunately broke her shoulder last night. Quite understandable that Carla isn't here, having broken my shoulder 3 weeks ago off a bike, or 3 years ago off a bike. I understand completely. And our best wishes are extended to Carla for a speedy recovery. Anne is the Senior Manager of the Toronto Enterprise Fund. She's the co-founder of the Social Enterprise Council of Canada and current member, the chair of the Ontario Social Economy Roundtable, and is somebody with whom I have frequent late night, for me, Skype calls as we collaborate between Scotland and Canada on themes including social purchasing, changing our procurement and commissioning culture. So Anne, thank you very much for joining us at shockingly late notice to fill an important gap. Craig Kielburger is a social entrepreneur, a New York Times best-selling author, co-founded Free the Children at the extraordinary age of 12, and today that involves 1.7 million young people in its programs. With your brother Mark, you co-founded Me to We, an innovative social enterprise that we will hear about tonight. Craig, we're delighted you're with us. Our third panelist is Al Atamansky, co-founder of Planned Lifetime Advocacy Network. Al is a curator, an author, a blogger, an advocate, a social entrepreneur, and a partner in Social Innovation Generation. Al is also an Ashoka Fellow and is the leader of a successful and unique campaign to establish the world's first savings plan for people with disabilities, called the Registered Disability Savings Plan. Al, we're delighted you're with us tonight, and I understand you're also going to speak a bit about a book you've coming out next year called In the Water Supply, 6 social innovation partners to spread ideas. Our objectives tonight are to commence with an exploration of impact, to set the tone for the event, and to draw insights and perspectives from our outstanding speakers.